Hello everyone, this is Lex Morningstar. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that make INFPs tick. Now of course this is completely subjective, everybody is different, it doesn't matter what your personality type is, but these are the things that make me tick, these are the things that make me excited and passionate, and I just would love to share them with you. And I hope that you can all relate. So my first point is having options/creative potential. As we all know, INFP's primary function is introverted feeling. We are heavily led by our values. We love to express our values creatively, bouncing off different ideas and possibilities, which of course is extroverted intuition. Now, if you're an INFP, I know you don't like being contained by heavy rules, regulations, and restrictions. There's seriously nothing worse than someone looking over your shoulder and micromanaging you, looking at all the little things that you do, and especially when they have something negative to say about it. And this is especially true when an INFP is being creative and expressing themselves, expressing those deep core inner values. Now, if someone comes along and wants to change how we go about expressing our values, that will not sit well with an INFP. We love to have the freedom to be able to choose exactly how we express ourselves. And we also like to be able to change our minds if we see fit. See, as INFPs, we don't give ourselves any restrictions when it comes to creating or executing our ideas. We are constantly on the search for the perfect way of expressing ourselves, and sometimes we do have to change our minds. We just want to be able to have the freedom to choose if the opportunity presents itself. And as INFPs, we know when that right opportunity comes along and we want to grab it with both hands. We just don't want anyone from an outside source telling us how we should express our values. So yeah, an INFP is going to be really inspired if they know they have that freedom to express themselves and to explore their options. Now for my second point, it is to be understood. For an INFP, it is important that we remain true to ourselves and that we are our authentic selves. Now we want to be recognized for that. We want to be recognized as people who don't wear masks. We want to be recognized for people who are real and who are authentic. We are people who don't want to change just to fit into society or fit into some kind of stupid system that we disagree with. We want people to understand this aspect of us and to accept it and respect it. It's interesting. As a 12-year-old at school, we were creating calendars for the next year. So at the top of the calendar, we had to kind of draw something. I don't know what you'd call it. You know how like calendars have pictures? I can't really remember how we did it, but anyway, my one had I drew a picture of me. So above my head, I had written, "Let me be me." It just cracks me up because, gosh, I was the same back then as what I am now. And, you know, I remained true to myself this whole entire time, which I'm really proud of. But the point is, as a 12-year-old, I was heavily led by my introverted feeling. And I can so tell that, you know, I was a kid who just wanted to be who I was without anyone telling me to be anything otherwise. I had people thinking it was weird that I would just spend all my time shut away in my room drawing or writing poetry. People used to think I was depressed for expressing myself. People couldn't understand why I was so quiet. People couldn't understand anything about me. And I felt immense pressure to change who I was by everyone around me. Now, I must say, I wasn't the most popular person because of this. And I had gone on to make friends with the international students who I felt really valued who I was. Even when I was faced with language barriers, I felt like these people understood me the most. And of course, into my high school years, I just felt like I couldn't fit in anywhere. Of course, I had a few friends scattered around the place who meant a great deal to me, but I wasn't willing to change just to fit in. I'm sorry to spout off my life story, but I think as I'm talking about this, I'm starting to recognize different points in my life where I've come up to this kind of challenge. There's been 3 main people in my life who thought that they could change me, but in fact the opposite was true. And I just want to put it out there that, yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm dreamy. I fumble over my words. I need my space. I'm really offbeat and eccentric. No, scratch that. I'm a weirdo. I'm a loner. But there is one single aspect about me which separates me from all those people who thought I should have been something else. I don't pretend to be anyone who I'm not. I stay true to myself. I stay true to the people around me. I'm honest. I'm compassionate. I genuinely care about people. I don't care about being fake. I don't care about pretending to be someone I'm not just to fit in somewhere or manipulate people to get things. I know all of you guys are like that too, and I just want to quickly say that you really, really shouldn't change or think that you should change, and it just doesn't matter what those people think, because at the end of the day you are a little BA. So yeah, we're just getting a little bit heavy here, but basically to round up number 2, if we feel like we're understood and we have people around us who encourage us to be who we are and to pursue our goals in the way we see fit, then we're happy. Moving on to number 3. We love to be involved and we love to make a difference. Although we are introverts, we love to make connections with people and to help people along their journeys of self-discovery, or to other causes we care about, of course. For example, you may be interested in helping the homeless, so you can rock down to your local homeless shelter and help feed them. Or it could be as simple as helping a friend with a project, or even in a job setting by making a client happy. Even that can make the biggest difference to us. Now, I know the stereotype of an INFP is that we like to make a difference, but we like to kind of be behind the scenes making a difference. Now, I don't believe this is necessarily true. I believe if we have to be on the foreground to make the difference, we will absolutely take that challenge on. I think it just kind of depends what you value. For instance, say you as an INFP have to make a really important speech, and the speech will make the biggest difference to your audience. It doesn't really matter what subject it is. If you deliver the speech, as nerve-wracking as it may be, and 100% that you're going to move your audience, I think that would be enough fire to kind of make that happen. Now, I personally love being involved and included in things, especially when it comes to other people's projects. I just absolutely love how I'm with someone who is such a creative soul. And with James being a vocalist, he loves to be able to record himself playing music and uploading to YouTube or, anything along those lines. I love to be able to help him in some ways, like playing the keyboard for him or filming him or even pushing record. If I know that I've helped him kind of achieve his purpose, his creative purpose, it makes me so happy. It makes me happy seeing him so full because he was able to create. INFPs really love to help other people find their purpose in life. They like to help other people find the path that's ultimately going to bring them happiness. It's really an act of compassion, and as INFPs, we realize the importance of compassion, not only for other people, but for ourselves. I guess that's why they call us the healers of the MBTI. So if you want to get us excited about something, get us involved, especially if we get to be creative. Now, this is what I like to call 3.1 because I feel like it's an extension of 3, and that is making connections with like-minded people. INFPs love philosophical discussions. Man, if we could talk about the universe and the stars and fantasy characters and fantasy worlds, you will have us going forever. We love to be able to talk about things that are so outside the box, things that make us think and things that make us feel. And if we are able to connect with people who share the same views as us, then you have hit the jackpot. There is nothing more exciting than being able to meet a person who can open particular doors to the next phase of our journey. And if we can provide that for them as well, that phase it's meant to be, that heavily resonates with an INFP. They kind of rhymed. Now, in saying all that, if an INFP runs into someone who will talk about things that are superficial, that is going to turn us off. We are heavily attracted to the underdog and people who think outside of the box. We like to make connections with people who have less than perfect lives, who have gone through particular struggles and who want to share those stories with us, because it's something that we can relate to and that we can talk about and make further connections with. So my fourth one is space. Now, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. INFPs are introverts. We need our space for many things. The most straightforward reason is the fact that we need to recharge our batteries. It is really quite exhausting for an INFP to expend the energy in social situations. We give ourselves a lot to other people, and we of course analyze everything that we do in social situations. So it's really important that we can have the opportunity to retreat and recharge. Gosh, there is nothing more relaxing than sitting looking outside a window when there is a big storm, just listening to the heavy pitter-patter on the roof. I think because it forces everyone to stay inside and no one actually wants to do anything when it rains. That's my theory. So yeah, we just need time and space away to recharge ourselves and to be in the privacy of our own thoughts. It's a really big thing for an INFP to share themselves with people, and to be alone in our inner worlds is such a healing experience for us. Another reason why INFPs need time and space away is that it gives us an opportunity to work on our projects without any time limit or constraint. It kind of goes along with the first point of not being held down or restrained by rules. We like to be able to execute ourselves on our own terms. So, if we want to take all day on a project, then let us take all day on a project, because we know that is the best way that we are able to express ourselves. So to wrap it up, my fifth point is epiphanies and connecting the dots. Now, I know INFJs can claim this one because of course their introverted intuition is basically one big epiphany. But INFPs do this too, and I think this is where INFPs and INFJs often get mixed up. It can be so exciting for an INFP to be able to figure out the reason why things happen. That underlying reason. You come through a really bad situation, one that can be so defeating, but you get to the other end of it and then it clicks. You realize why all of that stuff had to happen. A couple of years ago, I was supposed to go to Germany, Denmark, and Norway, and that didn't happen for reasons X, Y, and Z. And I was really gutted about it. I was so gutted because it's always been my dream to go to Norway and see the Northern Lights. So, I think I became quite depressed that this didn't happen for me. But anyway, if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have ended up meeting James. I wouldn't have ended up having our son Oscar. And I wouldn't have ended up being able to have really good experiences with my family. It makes me so happy knowing that I can see the Northern Lights with the love of my life. So, I realized I wasn't supposed to be going on that OE because my life was headed in a different direction that was the best fit for me. So introverted intuition is the INFJ way of connecting the dots and looking at life as one big metaphor. Now, I'm wondering if this has something to do with our introverted feeling and extroverted intuition. But yeah, as INFPs, we really enjoy being able to think outside of the box, to find the deep meaning behind things, and to use those life lessons to be able to help us on the journey of our lives, to continue on the quest of finding our true purpose. And that is one way to make an INFP tick. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I would really love to know what makes you tick as an INFP. Also, If you guys have any video requests, I would really love to hear them. I'm kind of wanting to do an ENFP thing about fictional characters and famous people like I did with my INFP thing. So that at the moment is in pre-production. And again, I haven't forgotten about my travel vlogging. It's just about finding the right time to get both James and I in the studio to do the commentating for this thing that I'm not going to say anything about just yet. But anyway, for now, I hope you have a really good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all again next time. Bye!